Before renting a car in Lake Como, watch this road first. In this video, you will see exactly what it is like to drive from Como to Sorico, along the western shore of the lake. This drive is about 50 kilometers, and without traffic, it usually takes around an hour and 20 minutes. Many travelers wonder if the roads around Lake Como are narrow or difficult to drive. So, in this video, you will see the entire route exactly as it really is. This is also the first episode of a short driving series around Lake Como. In the next videos, we will explore the other two main sections of the lake, from Sorico down to Lecco, and from Como to Valmadrera, passing through Menaggio. So, sit back, enjoy the views, and let's start driving along one of the most scenic roads on Lake Como. The road we are following today is called Strada Statale 340 Regina. It runs along the western shore of Lake Como and connects many of the most famous towns around the lake. As we leave Como, we immediately reach Cernobbio, one of the most elegant towns in the area, known for its historic villas and beautiful lakeside promenade. Just a few minutes later, we passed through Moltrasio and then Carateurio, two small villages built right between the mountains and the water. Continuing north, the road passes through Laglio, a quiet lakeside village that I am sure you know very well, as it has become internationally known over the years. One thing that often surprises visitors is that this side of Lake Como is actually quite comfortable to drive. The Regina Road, as you can see and you will see, is relatively wide with two proper lanes for most of the route. Of course, there are some tighter sections when passing through the villages, and as you can see during this drive, the scenery along the way is absolutely beautiful. Soon after that, we reach Lenno, one of the oldest villages on Lake Como, with narrow streets and historic stone houses. The road then continues to Argegno, a lively village that sits where the valley meets the lake and when the road toward the Intelvi Valley begins. So, if you're planning to visit the Intelvi Valley or Valle Intelvi, you should start from Argegno. Then from here, the drive becomes even more scenic as we pass Colonno, Sala Comacina and Ossuccio, all facing the beautiful Isola Comacina, that is the lake's only island. Just a few minutes later, we arrive in Lenno, well known for the famous Villa del Balbianello. That's one of the most famous villas on Lake Como. The road then continues through Tremezzo and Griante, an area where the lake opens up and the views become wider. Right across the water, you can often see Laglio, sitting on the promontory that divides the lake into its two southern branches. You might also notice that from Griante, the road can continue in two different ways. There is a newer variant of the Regina road, which continues in a tunnel and allows faster traffic to bypass some of the towns. But of course, when driving through the tunnel, you do not see the lake. In this video, I choose to follow the original panoramic route, passing directly through Menaggio, which is definitely the most scenic option. Soon, we arrive in Menaggio, one of the most important towns on this side of the lake and a major connection point for ferries. After Menaggio, the atmosphere begins to change. The lake becomes wider and the landscape starts to feel a little more open. The road continues through San Siro, then Cremia and Pianello del Lario, small lakeside communities surrounded by mountains. A little further north, we reach Musso and Dongo. From here, we continue through Gravedona e Uniti, one of the largest towns in the northern part of the lake. Then, the final part of the drive takes us through Domaso, a popular destination for sailing and windsurfing. And then Vercana, which sits slightly higher above the lake. We then pass Gera Lario, where the lake begins to open toward the mountains, and finally we reach Sorico, at the very northern tip of Lake Como. The only thing you really need to consider when driving here is traffic. During summer and weekends, this road can become quite busy because it's used both by locals and tourists moving around the lake. And during the peak season, it's not unusual to find long queues in some sections, especially near the villages. For this video, I actually filmed the drive early on a Sunday morning around 8 a.m. when traffic is still quite light. That's why the road may look very smooth and relaxed here. But later in the day, especially in summer, the situation can be quite different. This road is beautiful and very scenic, but if you want to enjoy the drive without stress and without wasting time in traffic, it's really important to plan your timing carefully. The best strategy during the high season is to leave early in the morning before the main tourist traffic begins. On the contrary, during weekdays, when most Italians are working, starting your drive around 9 in the morning usually works well. And if possible, try to avoid the late afternoon return traffic, usually between 5 and 6 p.m., when many people are heading home. And that was the drive from Como to Sorico, along the western shore of Lake Como. I hope this video gave you a clear idea of what this road is really like and that it can help you plan your trip around the lake. If you found it useful, let me know in the comments. I would really like to hear what you think. And if you want to support this project and see more videos about Lake Como, Italian culture and authentic places, make sure to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. so you won't miss the next episodes of this series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next journey around Lake Como.